Hi, it's David Gomm in the Stained Glass Studio, and on this Tech Tip Thursday I wanted to talk to you about moving and handling big pieces of glass. Now, we've done a video in the past with the same title, but this is not the same information. So what I want to do first is show you we're in the back of our studio, and that's why you hear a lot of traffic noise right now. Now look here, this is our 4 foot by 8 foot panel, and I want to show you this table. All right, now you see this is a piece of 1/4 inch, or it might even be, it's less than 1/4. I'm not sure what the width is. I meant to bring my tape measure with me, and I didn't. But it's a really thin sheet of plywood, and then I've got these reinforcement ribs all the way around and also in between. And they provide me with a really strong support, but it's not really heavy. So now, if you look here at these tables, I've got a 2x4, a 3x4, and a 2x4 table. So that's really versatile. I can move them around. When it's nice weather, we can put them out on the driveway, you know, if we're having a big class, or if we need them for any other reason. On that one, you can see that I've got a little stick so that I can use a strip cutter on it. Okay, so now what we've done is, if I can do this, I guess I need it. There, that's perfect. Okay, so this piece just gets shoved right on top of these tables, and then this gives us our 8-foot work surface, which we use quite often for big pieces. We try not to do 4 foot by any more than 4 foot by 6 foot pieces anymore. They're just really difficult to move. Now later on in the video, I'm going to show you some movement of windows that we've done in the past that you might find entertaining. And now this one is the one. Now we can imagine that there's a stained glass window that's been built and we need to flip it over. Well, or we need to transport it, one or the other. Here's the other piece. We just simply flip it up. Wow, Jeannie, you're versatile. You can take pictures, and so then we just put it right on top. Then when we need to pull it off and flip it over, we flip both panels and turn them over. Now sometimes I'll screw them together so that they don't come apart as we're picking it up, but that's not usually very necessary. And so anyhow, that's how we move and flip things over now. Now I'm going to show you the video of how we learned how to do all this, and it's coming right up. Here's what we're doing, Dave. We're going to pull this.
Hi, this is David in the Stained Glass Studio, and today I wanted to show you some of the experiences that we had while we were putting both the install of the Dance of Life or Reach panels, and also some of just the getting around. You know, it's a big panel and we had to turn it over. In fact, right here I'm giving instructions to my son Dane as to how we're going to turn this panel over. Now we have it built on top of one piece of drywall. So really the only solution that we have, the only option that we have, is to drop the piece of drywall with the window on it, then walk out and turn the window around as raw glass. And
Just make
as
sure
we
you
discovered,
hold on to the window.
it's pretty wobbly when we do it that way. Now, in the past, that's what we've done. But this window just was just big enough. It was slightly
That's okay.
over.
Your dad's in it.
Let's see, I think it was about 7 feet tall. Maybe it was 6 feet tall. But it was almost 4 feet wide, as you can see, because it's sitting on a 4 foot wide board there. And so now we go ahead and we pull the window out about halfway across the table. This is the way we do it with any piece of glass, except that we don't usually have to back it up with a piece of drywall or another board. Okay, so now here we go. We're ready to pick it up, and we're going to slide it down. Now, video's pretty cool, but you can't see everything that's going on. As Dane and I pick up this video, you'll see here, see where I pull that out? That window flexed 4 to 6 inches as I was pulling it out. It didn't stand straight up and down. And so now Dane and I realize that we've really got a wobbly piece of glass. Well, it's only been soldered on one side, remember. But we are going to have to pick it up and take it out, get it out of our way, so that we can turn it over and get the other side done. Jeannie's filming this segment just with the handheld camera, and I think she did a marvelous job. Now here we are, ready to pick it up, and you'll see that we walk funny and we walk slowly because we're really trying to be careful with this. And you can't see how much it's flexing, but it was moving around, very wobbly. We were both stressed.
Mary,
both of us had to
can you
go
grab
take
the
a rest
pattern
after we
and
were
pull
done
it
with
out?
this. It was like a post-traumatic stress syndrome type moment, and it really was stressful to do this, but we didn't have any problems with it. It didn't break, or everything worked out fine. So I don't know why we were so stressed, but as a result of this, we decided that next time when we turned it over, we would go ahead and put a piece of plywood on top, and that's what I did. I put a piece of plywood on top of the window, leaving the drywall down below, and then I put some screws in between the two. And you don't get to see Jeannie and I flip it over because it was just Jeannie and I, and so I didn't have a camera operator. But it was very, very heavy, and I think it kind of hurt Jeannie's back a little bit. But now the rest of the operation here goes very smoothly. We just pick it up and slide it back onto the table. No problems.
Yay.
And now we'll go to the video where we flipped it over a second time. So now we'll pick it up. Christopher this time and I are working on it, and we're going to flip the whole sandwich and put it on the trailer. This is just to show you how from now on this is how we handle this unit to kind of keep it safe. But once again, this is a very heavy proposition, you know, a piece of drywall and a piece of plywood. adding to the weight of the stained glass. But it was certainly more secure than trying to do this with just the raw glass. And now I'll go get bungee cords and strap it onto the trailer. And here we are at the residence where the install is going to happen. Now, this is a very heavy proposition. After we're done showing you this try, we then have the second window install where we pull it off the trailer. And on that time, what we did was we took 2 pieces of plywood to carry the stained glass into the house. But that was very, very heavy. So after that, as you can see in this inset, I've got a picture of what I did. I built a framework of ribbing, glued it onto the back of very thin plywood so that I could get really good strength but have a fairly lightweight piece for us to be able to haul these the remainder of the glass. Now on this particular one, because it was going from drywall into plywood, one of the screws worked loose and actually kind of chewed into the glass. You don't see that in the video, but we were able to cover that up later when we put molding on, so it was no big deal, but that was unfortunate. So that's how we learn to go with 2 pieces of plywood for sure. And then, did you see how it flexed there? Okay, now that's soldered on both sides, and it's got additional reinforcement in it, and it's still flexed like 2 inches there. So they're wobbly. And now here we are with the second one, and this time we're carrying it with 2 pieces of plywood, 1 on each side, and then there's of course that piece of that wood strip down below, and that helped us a lot. And the only thing that we did later to improve it was to build those reinforced panels, and that was very successful because it wasn't near as heavy, and it really made moving it very secure. And you get a chance to see a little bit of the installed window as we walk past it. And so that's it. I hope this has been instructive for you. If you ever have to build something that big, you might get some good ideas. This has been David in the Glass Studio.